All right, here we are, another edition of RJ's Lives. Uh, Glad to see everybody over here in the chat. I see Radar is here, Big E's Knives, Mike Curtis, Watch City Knives is here. Let's see, 1 Minute Knife Review is here, Angelo is here, Sean is here, and James is here. And let's see if there's anybody else. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, let me know. I'll give you a shout out. Not a problem. Glad to see everybody's here. And of course, welcome to our panel. We have Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. We got Gunslinger Cal, Tom from Knife Delights, HT from HTZDC.
Howdy, howdy.
Andrew from Baxter's Blades. How you doing, guys?
Great.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to all the ships at sea. All that good stuff. Oh my. Okay. Well, hey guys. How was your week? Anything knife related you want to talk about that happened to you this week, or any fun you had with knives?
I got to go to the antique store with my little brother yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And picked up another one of these Remington Bandit models.
Oh, let me bring it up full screen. That looks cool.
Single blade.
Oh, cool.
Really nice knife. Pretty good condition.
What's that design on the show side? Can you even tell?
It says Bandit, but it's kind of hard to.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that B is. The B for Bandit. It's kind of some weird design.
Got it.
And I got to look. I haven't had a chance to look. I picked up this one. Single blade, liner lock.
Nice.
I think I have one of these already, but I'm not sure. But I saw it just in case. I picked it up. So the Bandit series was put out by Remington. They were made in the USA, probably by Camillus. Not sure. But they came out in the 90s because Remington came out with a Pew Pew by the name of Bandit, I believe. So they released these along with that model of Pew Pew, I think. And there's 6 or 7 of these patterns in the collection.
Nice.
And then one more quick one here. And maybe somebody can tell me about this. I'm not real. I've seen this before. It's called Jet Air, Jet-AER Corporation, Patterson, New Jersey.
I've seen that on some knives before, but I don't know the history of that.
And it says G96 brand, made in Japan. So I think these were made in like the 70s or 80s.
Yes.
And this one has a drop point blade on it, but the ones I saw online, and I just haven't had a chance to really research it, but it seemed like they had a clip point blade on them. So I don't know.
Yeah, and Joe from Messer HQ said that the Bandits were from Camillus.
Okay, so
very good.
There was when I researched the last Bandit I got, it seems like there was a Camillus Ireland or a Camillus in Europe, and they initially made that series of knives for the European market. And then, if I'm recalling the right knives, and then it's like they put a set of them together to send to the executives, and then they decided to start selling them here in the U.S. or something like that. So I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll have to.
I do not know about this Jet Air Corporation, though.
Does that look like buffalo horn, or is it just a synthetic?
I think it's just synthetic.
That's a nice looking buck copy for sure.
It is. It's a nice little knife here. Kind of in between the 112 and the 501 or 500. Yep.
I have a G96.
Do you?
That has the Jet Air Corp Patterson, New Jersey on it. It's a lockback whittler.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, it looks like they had a variety of. Looks like they made fixed blades and everything else. So
Wow, that's a cool one.
That is.
Yeah. Also
Yep.
got Japan there on the back.
Yep.
But mine is all etched on the blade there, the G96, and then the Jet Air is stamped on the main blade there. There's the lock back for the main.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
cool.
Well,
Hey.
Phoenix just gifted a RJ's Knives membership.
I see that. And the Watch City Knives was the recipient.
Oh, nice. Well, hey, Sean, send me an email to rjsknives@gmail. The address is in the About section of the channel, and I'll send you some stickers if you send me your address. So welcome to the regiment. That is awesome. Yeah, I had back in the day, I think I'd mentioned this to you before, Tom, that I had a G96 knife. It was essentially a copy of the Buck 119.
Uh-huh.
And another knife that I kind of wish I knew wherever it went. But yeah, that was back in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, that when I got that. You know, so
Well, and again, the little bit I've had a chance to read on it, sounds like they were pretty decent quality of knife.
yeah, they go for decent money on the secondary.
Yeah.
I don't know how expensive they were. It was one of those flea market finds that
Mhm.
Somebody got, and they were like, oh, hey, we got this knife in there. You like knives? Go ahead and have it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, good. Yeah, so it was a good deal. Oh, Tim School of Fish is here. Awesome. Hi, Tim. Brian's Knives. Very cool. Cool to see you guys here. That is awesome. All right. Well, today for our topic that we're talking about today is knives that you used to EDC, or knives that maybe are in your collection that you meant to carry or you mean to carry but you don't carry anymore or whatever, and kind of the story of that. It's kind of, I think, a very common story among knife collectors and knife enthusiasts. When if you buy more than 7 knives, you've gone beyond having one for every different day of the week. So now you're thinking, what do I carry today? What's going to get used? What's not going to get used? What's staying at home? And maybe you have a knife that you used to carry a lot, and now it just kind of sits in the drawer and it misses your pocket. So kind of that kind of thing. I'll go first because I have one that everybody I think is familiar with, including Tom. But that is this the Roper Pecos. I used to carry this thing all the time. It was in a lot of my videos. It couldn't stay out of my videos. I loved having this thing in hand. I still love this knife. Don't get me wrong. Do I carry it every day? No, not even close. I don't think I've carried it at all. Most when Tom borrowed it to see what it was like after he broke the tip and rewelded it, so I couldn't see how it looked anymore. He can't even see the line of it where it got welded. See that? You can't even see that. But after he sent it back, I think I carried it once or twice, and I just have not carried it that much. But this is an example of stuff, and so you're like, what in the heck, knocked this out of my pocket? Well, I used to carry, this knife a lot, and I used to carry a knife that had a pocket clip on it. And I'll tell you exactly what got it out of my pocket was this one. This is that gift from Mo from Kirby Creek. He sent me this 112 Sport Pro, and yeah, that was all she wrote for this guy. This guy started staying home more, and then this guy was right in my pocket. And I loved carrying this thing. Carried it most of all last summer, but lately I've just been going back to traditional knives. I used to carry a modern knife, and then a traditional knife, and I just carry traditional knives now. I've kind of gone back to just carrying slip joints So it's kind of a different thing. But anyways, that's kind of where we'll start off with. And I just want to let you guys go ahead and tell your stories. So who would like to go next?
Poor Terry.
Somebody,
I'll go next,
anybody.
I go. Well, you know, of course, I started out as a, carrying Stockmans. That's when I was a boy. That was my first knife. It's what I carried, and I don't carry Stockmans quite as much as I used to. I do still carry them. Okay, not near as much. And I didn't bring Stockmans out here to show because that is what I collect. I collect Stockmans of all kinds. I don't care what country it's made in or who made it. If it's one that I don't have, I collect Stockmans. And like I said, I still carry them. But that being said, and I will show this. This is an 18 pattern, a case 18 pattern, and this is the red bone pocket worn, which this is one of the families that I'm trying to put together. Okay, but I got Stockmans from 2 inches to almost 5 inches. But what I want to get into as far as what I used to carry and don't carry anymore is the canoe. And the canoe was very, very intriguing to me, probably I'd say 20 years ago when I first started noticing and buying canoes. And I don't have a big wide collection of them, and I've traded them and all, but I carried canoes religiously for years, and I've got a decent little sub collection of canoes, and they're so easy on the pocket. You can work with them. They're easy on the pocket if you're wearing a slack, and just real good knives. And this is the marbles with the ram horn, and I really dig this. I love that ram horn. I like that inconsistency of the ram horn, but I don't know. I've just evolved, and I just don't carry a knife like this. I did last week. It's funny that you come up with this because last week I had pulled out one of my canoes and I carried it for about 3 days. And I hadn't done that in quite some time. And I thought, well, I need to get back to carrying a canoe more. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. I got about 4 different patterns that we'll go over as we go. But this one right here, the canoe, is now that because I carry a knife on my belt all the time now, so my pocket carry has dwindled down to a certain kind of knife. But I'm getting back into some of the other knives that I used to carry, and the canoe is one of them. So I'm kind of going to re-rotate my canoes and get them back in my pocket.
Yeah, I definitely, like I said before the show started, when I was talking to everyone, I've kind of been on a canoe renaissance or a canoe kick right now. And I've been carrying a canoe every day in my pocket. And the last 3 knives I bought were all canoes. So I'm kind of rediscovering it or reliking it, like you said. And that's the thing, is that as collectors, we go through phases of patterns, and there's stuff that we like and there's stuff that we don't like. And there's some stuff that becomes a permanent part of your everyday carry. And then there's other stuff that you don't carry as much. You still love those knives. They still were good. They provided good service. They did everything you needed it to do. You just don't carry it as much, and you'll grab something else out of that drawer instead of one of those old standbys. And that's kind of what today's show is, kind of that type thing. Who else has a good story about that?
Just real quick, if I could. A lot of people have been saying hi to me there in the comments. Sorry. I have to work doubly hard since I missed last week. So I'm putting links to different channels up there. So everyone, please feel free to check out those channels and give them a subscribe. But I just want to acknowledge I'm seeing all your hellos and everything and greetings, but I just can't keep up with the chat and do the channel links at the same time. So thanks,
Yeah,
everybody.
I totally understand that. Hey, Mr. Richter, my favorite knife tuber is here in the chat. So good to see you. All right, so there we go. Tell us all about it, Cal. That looks like a really cool knife.
It's the first knife I ever carried. I still carry it every once in a while. This is an old Schrade knife I received either from my dad on Christmas or from my granddad on Christmas. This was one of two knives that I received the same day. Unfortunately, I don't have the other one anymore. But I carried this thing forever, at least 25 years.
Nice.
I've had this. It's a Schrade Scrimshaw series with the two bass fish on there. It is a slip joint with the added liner lock feature. But it actually, if it didn't have the liner lock, it would still lock as a slip joint. You know what I mean?
Right.
Had to clarify that. Had somebody calling me out on my single blade slicers video saying that it wasn't a slip joint.
So I like that. So Cal, you carried that since you were 1 year old?
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Oh Lord.
Just slid it right there in the diaper. You just,
But still strike right down the middle. It's a great knife.
I have one of those to show as well. The good old 194. Yours is a Schrade, but I have an old timer that's the same model, the 194. It's a great knife.
This is SC 503 is what this
Oh,
one is.
okay.
Yeah. But I still carry it every once in a while when I feel like it. It's solid. I did thought it. I think it's pretty interesting that it's a stainless blade. It has a Schrade Plus there, and then the back spring is carbon.
Right.
Ultra patinaed there.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a question I wanted to get to, and it goes about knife storage. Sean from Watch City Knives wants to know, do we store our Rough Rider knives in the original boxes? So we'll just kind of go around. Do you, Terry?
I don't really store anything in the boxes per se. I maybe have 8 or 10 that I actually store in the boxes. I actually store my stuff in areas that have, either beans or rice or something like that to keep the moisture out of them. I got a couple, some tins and stuff, but I think if you just completely store them in the box and never pay attention to them, you can have problems. So no, I don't store mine just strictly in the box. I put my boxes up, so that I know where they're at. But no, I don't.
And,
I put mine in small plastic bags like this. And then I can put a note in there what it is. This one's a little Imperial Jackmaster. That's from an antique store. And I can write just a little bit of information down on it. And then I have different sizes of plastic tubs then that I try to sort them and keep them sorted. But when you're doing videos all the time, and especially on lives, you're pulling knives out all the time. And so no, you can't keep them in boxes because you'll wear the box out. And taking them in and out of the boxes. So, I've got big plastic containers to store all my boxes in. They're kept separate. But like for my case Ictus knives, I've started with this year's G10 Seafoam. I don't have any label or info on them, but for each family of the Ictus knives, I've got a small container like this that I keep them all sorted and separated in. So when you're dealing with a lot of knives, it's hard to keep them straight. And where are they? And then I've got those that are just spread out all over my desk because I haven't had a chance to get them put back up again. So it's a challenge when you're always pulling them out for videos or for live shows to keep them organized.
Now, Big J said he just keeps his on top of the box so that he knows which one it is and what box it goes in. I don't have enough room I have so many Rough Riders that if I did that, I'd run out of room. It'd be like
exactly. Yeah.
Display case or something.
Yep.
But
this way, as you can see, I can keep them locked up behind me and humidity controlled and things like that. So.
Right. And go ahead, Cal.
I use little 6 mil bags from Royal Bag, and I get these little silica packs off of Amazon. I think like 100 for less than $10 or something like that. The bags are a little bit more expensive. Can't remember exactly what I paid for them, but they're very thick and very durable. So if anybody's interested in that, Royal Bags. But I keep all my boxes separated in a drawer and then I keep all of my knives like laid out on tables or kept in drawers as well. So
what about you, Andrew?
I generally, my Rough Riders are all out of the box because I use them a lot. And then I do keep my Case Panama Trapper in the box, but close by because I don't use that one often. I do have a few Rosecraft. I have the Appaloosa Jack, and but I have a second, so I use that one more. So I do keep this one in the box, and also the same thing with Clinch River Swayback. I got the Smoky Bone, but I don't carry it that often because I have the Bourbon Bone. So a couple I do keep in the box here. I used to keep this in the box because I didn't really carry it that much, but since I got my new one, I have been pulling it out a little bit more. I like them out of the box so I can just like grab and go in the morning for sure.
Right.
I like to keep all my case knives all together kind of in one box. I can open it up and see them all there and stuff like that.
Yep, that's very cool. How about you, Harold? I know you have a unique storage thing that you did a video on recently.
Yeah, the ones that I kind of daily run, the video you're talking about, I actually have some on my dresser top that's my daily carriers, and I carry them in cigar boxes, and those are the ones that I'm grabbing. Which I have way too many. I need to get that cut down to a more reasonable amount. But my daily carriers, they stay out in those cigar boxes. And the rest of my collection pieces, I have like the Pelican, the Harbor Freight, the 3800. I have several of those cases that you get at Harbor Freight, the Pelican style. And I'm a case guy. I have some display cases up on the wall with glass. Some of my better pieces, but my regular stuff is just in like those Pelican cases. And then there's an Amazon one that has the little, you guys probably seen it, has a little Velcro, not Velcro straps, but little bungee straps that you slide your knife under and it can show your knife. And there's like 4 layers of those. I think they're like $30-something on Amazon. It holds like 60 knives. I have several of those. So I guess I'm a cigar box and knife case kind of guy for my stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I store my my knives by pattern in drawers in a toolbox that I have here in the house. So I have all my trappers together, all my Stockmans together and stuff. So I don't really segregate it by brand. but then I keep the boxes, and the boxes I just store, separate. The boxes are in a box of their own, or actually a couple of boxes because there's so many. But I do like Elon. He says that he has cargo pants that have lots of pockets and a really strong belt, so he just fills it all up and waddles around and sounds like a wind chime. And that's a great way to go.
Whatever works.
That's it. Let's see what you got holding up there, Terry. Let's see what you got.
This one right here, this one is the one that sits on the top. These right here, you can go to the Hobby Lobby, and these are for putting model cars, model ships, and such as under. And they're very inexpensive, and they will stack on top of each other. You can stack them as many as 10 high. And as you can tell, this one right here has some of my Barlows in there. And this is how I store a lot of my stuff, stacked on top of each other.
Right.
So not only can you store them and you can keep the dust off of them, but it also kind of displays some of your knives.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, never look at specific storage and stuff. It's good to look at other places like Hobby Lobby or one of these other places. You can see all kinds of different display cases, and since knives are kind of small, I mean the largest knives that I think that we have are probably about 5 inches closed. You can usually find some kind of thing that you could repurpose into decent knife storage, which is always good. You're only limited by your imagination, and there's lots
I personally think that if you're going to have a knife collection, you need to be mindful of your knives. In other words, putting knives up, whether they're in boxes or whether they're in drawers or whatever, putting them up and forgetting them is not good for them.
No. You gotta check on them. They're like a garden. You gotta check on them and see what's going on. That's why we're looking at some of our less carried knives too. So there you go.
I definitely need to get a big rolling toolbox like Jerry Big J's knives. And HT, I need to remember to go to the cigar shop and ask them for some cigar boxes. Those are pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah, that is. The thing with Big J's tool chest is that's the one that you can get. That's the General from Harbor Freight. So keep an eye out for those Harbor Freight coupons when they have the 20 and 30% off, and they'll let you, the ones that they let you do anything with it. They come out like, probably 2 or 3 times a year with those. So definitely go get one on sale if you got the room to do it. It's a good option. All right. So I don't know where we left off. I think it was either you or HT, Andrew, that were next, or did you go?
Well, I was just talking about storage, talking about knives that I used to use and don't use that much anymore. I used to carry this one a lot. This is a Half Hawk Rough Rider, the cinnamon stag bone, and it's very good slicer, great walk and talk. And I still pick it up every once in a while, but I keep rotating so many new knives, and I like to carry most of my knives like once or twice. Do a little photo shoot with them. I used to carry this Steel Warrior Stag Trapper a lot, but now I got so many nice case trappers, I find I don't carry this one as often.
Right.
And of course, I picked up the Rough Rider Classic micarta, and I've been really liking to carry this. I think a lot of it just users, and I generally don't. Now saying this, I'll probably drop. I generally don't drop knives, but I'll probably end up dropping them. But I try to, even my cases, I try to rotate them in. Here's a Rosecraft, but I actually throw this French Broadjack in there quite a bit. It's a good little carry slicer. This is my second. I'm not too worried about it. I used to carry a lot of my Rosecrafts more often, but you pick up a case carbon steel, and this is definitely a user, but I find that I don't carry it as much as I used to. And recently picked up this full-size copper lock and carbon steel. Look at those teeners. Just got it. And this is definitely going to be a user. It's dropped up really sharp. And all I did was cut a few limes and an apple, and I already got some really nice teeners.
Oh, yeah.
I do like the mini. It's really nice little pocket dropper. And this is actually really thin. But every day I just kind of grab and go. And it's always a real tough choice about what I'm going to grab. Just the Simple Buck Slim Select is always a good work knife just to grab, durable, very sharp.
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
But as far as Save Queens, I don't have that many of them. I find I don't carry my Buck fixed blades as much around town. Summertime in the woods, I'll probably carry those more.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, larger fixed blades and stuff, that's more of specific to the activity that you're at, like you said, if you're out in the woods hiking or whatever, or camping or something like that, then I'll usually have a fixed blade with me. But just for around town on a normal work day and stuff, that's just something that's not really good at work.
I know Terry carries a fixed blade at work.
Yeah, he does.
I was carrying a fixed blade every day, and I've gotten into these lockbacks on my belt, and it has taken the place of them. I'm telling you, it's like I said, knife collecting and carrying knives, man. It just for me, I'm constantly. It's just like when we do videos. When we do videos and we say, this is one of my favorite knives. Every time you pick one up, this is one of my favorite knives. It's kind of like you carry. This is my carry. I'm not changing this. This is it. This is what I'm going to carry. Oh, this is working perfect. Well, then you watch a video or you're talking to your buddy and he's got this knife and you make a trade and you put that in your pocket. Oh, this is my new carry. This is the way to go. That's me. I don't know if it's everybody else, but it's certainly me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost like, not necessarily the newest and the greatest that's come out, but it's the newest and greatest to your collection. You just constantly evolving. Like I was talking about, the canoes for me. Like I said, I always had the Stockman, but then when I got into the canoes, that was the thing. So then I got out of them, and then I went to the Barlows, and it just constantly evolves. Constantly
Absolutely.
evolves.
That's what makes it interesting.
It does. And, if you'll allow me, I would like to show this.
Well, absolutely.
Like I said, I'm trying to go back and re-carry and enjoy my knives a little more. So I am back to carrying a canoe more. And this just arrived. Me and the gunslinger done another trade, and I wound up with this beautiful new old stock. Well, it's not that old. It's in the 2020s, and but it's brand new. This is the one with the canoe etch on the blade and the amber bone, and man, I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. Working on the deal now for some more ambers. Probably going to wind up working on that family. And Lord, we know that is a huge family of knives.
Well, that's the thing, is that if you want one of every knife that Case makes, you can probably get it in amber bone.
Amber bone and red bone, you're about right. If you don't mind, I'll show one more. I'll show one more of my canoes, and then I won't show any more canoes. And this is one of my favorite canoes, and I do when I carry canoes, I do carry this a lot. This smooth tobacco bone. I love this knife. These knives are very, very capable knives.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they're very useful. They're very, I mean, it's the right size. Excuse me. There's no problem cutting a sandwich with this. No problem cutting a strap with this, or cutting a zip tie, or cutting the seal off the back of a trailer. That knife right there, along with, that's pretty good sized pin blade. So,
Right.
you're talking about a very useful and very capable pocket knife that would really, really carry its weight. Actually, it carries more than its weight, really and truly. Most of these are things, especially these older ones. Now, I know the new ones are more thicker, but these older ones and the case ones are more slimline and very easy on the pocket. Got those copperhead bolsters on both ends. These are really just jam up knives.
Yes, they are. That was funny. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I think probably everybody is with that the Project Farm YouTube channel, where he tests all kinds of different stuff. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out, because it's a really cool channel. He was doing stuff with knives, and he was testing sharpness of knives and knife sharpeners and stuff like that. So he said, I'm going to go talk to my neighbor about knives. And his neighbor was retired from the Army, and he'd been a Green Beret, and he asked him, what kind of knife he carried. And he said all through the Vietnam War and stuff, he always carried a case canoe. That was his knife. The only thing that was wrong with it is the shield was missing out of it. But he said that knife had been with him on like over 300 jumps. And, all his whole career, he just carried a case canoe, and he still had it. So, it was really a cool looking knife. Definitely had the teeners. Definitely had stories to tell. And I thought that was a pretty neat episode.
So. Oh yeah, and also RJ, the original case canoes, not exactly sure when the first canoe come out, but in the 70s and 80s and on up, those canoes only had one back spring, so they were very thin,
right?
Really, really nice.
Yeah, that's true. If you can find the single spring back springs, that's definitely a good pocket carry for sure. So, but yeah, I have several canoes. That was the canoe was one of the first traditional patterns that I had started with when I first got back into traditionals. And I've told this story, many times, but this little Remington single blade pen knife, this is what got me back into traditional knives right here. And I carried this thing for a while, but then when I found out about SMKW, the first thing I got was a copperhead with the red pick bone, and I love this knife. It's still a great knife. Carried it for quite a while. Still bring it out from time to time, but it's a fantastic knife, and one that bumped that little guy out of my pocket. And then of course I went to the case copperheads, so that this one bumped that one out. And again, great pattern, great knife, and I really liked it because it does have quite a big pen blade on there. So you had two very capable knives, and this is still a fantastic knife, but not one that I carry as much. Mostly, I guess, because they are collectible. But I did buy this yellow one in the CV to be a user, and I have the other ones that have bone. But again, it's one of those knives that bounced around in my pocket for quite a while, until something else came along, and we'll get into all that. Who'd like to go next? Come on now, you can't have me and Terry carry the whole show.
I guess I'll go.
You guys can't just sit there like a stump.
Okay, so where I'm at right now, my collecting is constantly evolving. I'm about every 6 months. My tastes kind of change. but I've got three kind of categories here in front of me that I'm not really, I guess I'm almost persuaded to carry. And we'll just start with fixed blades right now. My EDC fixed blades. I have these on my dresser. Get it out of the case. This is my Falcon, very good knife Falcon. And honestly, I like carrying a fixed blade in the deer woods. I'm a deer hunter, and last couple of years I haven't been able to do much of it. I had some health concerns, but they're still on my they're still up on my my dresser. I love them, and when I'm in the woods, I did get to go a little early season this year a few times, and I love to have a fixed blade on me when I'm carrying in the deer woods. But hadn't been doing that, so haven't been finding many opportunities to carry fixed blades when you're just sitting in a house. You know, when you're sitting around the house, they're a little, you know, kind of redundant. Anything you're going to do in the house, you can pick up a traditional or, you know, one of my lockbacks for. But that is the Very Good Knife Company Falcon. And one of my other ones that had I been deer hunting this season, I love carrying is my little Bradford Guardian 3. And this one is in Magna Cut. And these are just fantastic little kind of universal carries. I got my sheath set up where I am a horizontal, a scout carry. That's how I like to carry my fixed blades. But something I'm finding is just not making it in my pocket, and it's more situational right now, would be the little small fixed blades. But I love them. I'm actually going to show a bunch of them off later today. I have a passion for them, but I just hadn't found the reason really, you know, situationally to be carrying these right now. But I definitely love them.
Sounds good. And Richter has some advice for you. He said, HT, you can carry like 8 fixed blades in the house. It's your house. Do it.
They're on my dresser, brother. But yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
All right. Sounds good. Mrs. C has reminded everybody we got 61 in the chat room and only 41 likes. So please hit that like button if you don't mind. It does help the show. It does help us out to get our channels doing. Yeah. Why stop at 8? Why not carry more? But yeah, here we go, Cal. We're ready for you.
This one I used to carry a whole lot. I haven't carried it in a while. This is the Kershaw Shuffle, and really good EDC. It's got some extra stuff on it, bottle opener, pry bar type deal, or lanyard hole, whichever one you need it to be. Comes with a clip. It's worked for me for a long time, but it has been replaced like this, even though it's doesn't have as many features on it, but that's fine. It's a lot lighter of a knife. This is the Spyderco Dragonfly, and really like this knife. Very sharp, VG10 steel, lightweight clip. Great knife. Another one that I used to carry that I have not carried in a while is the regular old Sodbuster Jr. And this one's in CV. I have cleaned it up a bit. Still got a little bit of stuff that was developing. I really only used it for cutting weed eater string. But it's a great knife. Everyday carry. And it's kind of been replaced by matter of fact, everything's been replaced by this here saddle horn that I carry now. This is really the only thing I carry anymore. It's It lives in this here Richter slip, and
Very nice.
yeah, I'm stuck on this thing right now. So
Yeah.
that is 2000 model in antique bone with the winter bottom jigging.
Such a nice knife.
Great carry. I love carrying this thing with the
Richter wants to do a commercial on his slip too, which is a good one.
Yeah, that's a great looking slip.
It is. Now, if you guys need to, you can contact Mr. Richter over on Instagram.
appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That is an awesome carry, a classic case. You can never go wrong with that. But you know, your everyday carry always is going to be dictated by what you're doing in a day or in that day, or what you anticipate on doing. Also, you know, some people need a larger knife. Some people need a smaller knife. Then, like we were talking about before, sometimes it's just style points. You know, you're trying to you know, you could get by with, you know, just a little X-Acto knife, but you know, really you want to have something that you're going to take out and be proud of, and that people are going to look at and go, "Ooh, what's that? That's pretty neat." You know, so it's all kind of a fun thing at that point. Oh, Williams Knife Life is here. Let me see what his comment was. It was kind of big. Let me see here. He says he's carrying an SE3 cross-draw horizontal, a Civivi Elementum in his right front pocket, and a Boker Kalashnikov XXL in his back pocket, and he's expecting some Amazon packages today. And that is my point, because a lot of times you can get by just fine with a classic SD, but it's a lot more fun when you can use something else, you know, to open that box or that package. And that kind of, you know, gets me to my main carries, and it goes back and forth, and we're going to go ahead and start the bar fight now. I carry either a full-size trapper or the full-size Case Stockman on my belt, you know, and it's like, which one do you take? And some days I feel like a Stockman, and some days I feel like a trapper, but either one of these, they're going to be with me. You know, I'm going to have one on each day. I love these full-size slip joints. They're just great, capable knives. And I still carry a classic SD on my keychain, or the Rambler now, because I do carry a Rambler on my work keys, and I have a separate key ring that has my personal car. You know, so I carry one of those. You know, but I mean, this is one of the things that the large Stockman on my belt stopped me from carrying an 18 in my pocket, you know, in a slip, you know, so I'll carry this instead. It's just one of those things. Swiss Army knives, I rotate through those too. You know, I've shown the compact before. That was a great one. And then this little Alox one, you know, I mean, super small, and then you just have the one single blade. I mean, it's perfect for just about anything that you'd need. It's just a great knife, one that I think everybody should get one of these, because it's a very capable, very slicey knife. It's really quite good as an EDC knife. If you want something that's not going to take up a lot of pocket real estate, you know, so just good things.
Yeah, they're thin and affordable.
Yes, sir, Tom.
Just a shameless plug. Everybody, please show your appreciation to RJ for hosting this live. He does it every Sunday. He's been doing it over a year. I think he's missed one episode. But show your appreciation to RJ by hitting that like button. And also, after the live show, make sure and catch one of his videos down in the description box. He's got lots of discount codes. You can save yourself a ton of money. I won't go through all the discount codes. He also has a spring store where you can order official RJ's live or RJ's Knives merchandise. So please check out his spring store also. Thank you much, RJ.
Thank you, Tom. That was very nice, and thank you to everyone in the chat room, because without you guys coming to hang out with us every week, we wouldn't have a show. And I so appreciate the audience. So you guys, I love seeing your comments. Love seeing you here week in and week out. It's just a great time. All right. Somebody else have a story they'd like to get to?
I don't have any of my moderns here. A lot of times I will like to grab my moderns are in the next room, grab a modern, and sometimes just a little pocket dropper like this, maybe a peanut, good little fifth pocket carry when you want a traditional on you. Some days I grab 2 moderns, or maybe I'll grab a modern traditional. Is always good. It's nice at my job to have something I can one hand open sometimes because I'm holding the sign or hanging on to scaffolding. I do like style belly Stockmans, but I don't carry them as much. If you were to carry one knife, it's a really good carry because you got 3 blades. This is one I find I don't carry because it's copper. It's a little heavier than my other ones. And when you have something equally as capable, actually maybe more capable, because this is the D2 marbles, I find I carry this one more often than my, I guess this would be more of a safe queen, just because it's nice. You can carry it, but the stops. Oh, I blanked out. I got a spinning wheel of death.
I was going to say, is it just me, or
it could be my internet?
He's back.
Okay.
But this is a new acquisition. This is the drawing from Rough Rider, and it's a different shape. I'm not sure who designed this one. It's kind of like a reverse Tonto, but there's a little belly to it. Very thick blade stock, 0 gaps, centered blade, and it kind of reminds me of a Barlow because of the big bolster, but it doesn't have a Barlow shape.
Right.
And these are new. They'll have it's a white bone. They'll have a few in the series. They do have, though, they're changing. They got the little crossbar down there, kind of like Rough Rider Reserve and Rosecraft, so you don't have to worry about blade wrap. So
Nice.
Pretty impressive for $20. So you're getting kind of Rough Rider Reserve quality, but you're not getting the D2 steel. And I just recently got this, and I find it's a good slim carry.
What is that called, Andrew?
It's the Dragon Wing by Rough Rider. I think Smoky Mountain just released them. Chicago Knife Works had them first for some reason. They're gonna also have a Dire Wolf, which is a smaller, thicker, and they're gonna come out. They have a lockback similar to this that's gonna come out. But I'm just really impressed with the quality for $20. I think Smoky Mountain, they're probably $25. I don't know how slicey it's going to be with that thick blade stock, but a really good just worker.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's tough to like
JB
carry something like this a lot, when I have a lot of case knives that I actually like to carry. But this I'm not too worried about if something happens to it for sure. But definitely a unique pattern. I've never seen anything like this.
You may have to send me the link to that, Andrew.
Thank you, JB. JB just gifted a RJ's Knives membership. So thank you very much.
Yep. And Marco was a recipient. Congratulations, Marco.
Yes, Marco. And if you send me an email, I will send you out some channel stickers. We'll get you some swag. So very cool. All right. Who's next on our hit parade here?
One. If I could have my nickel back here just for a minute. Make sure and join RJ's Regiment. It costs you a little over $3 a month, and you get he holds a special giveaway for members only. get extra content, get a little swag package. I think you send them out a little swag package, don't you, RJ?
Yeah, I'll send out some channel stickers and stuff with that, and I'm going to put out the giveaway video later this week for the members. So that'll
All
be
right. That's RJ's regiment. Join today. RJ wants you.
That's right. This is the only regiment that's fun to join. You don't have to do much. All right.
I'll go if no one else does.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Won this on Thrifty and Slippy's live a month or two back. This is a large Imperial sodbuster. I was skeptical about it being China made, but I carried it for a couple of weeks, and it ended up being very capable. Actually, it came very, very sharp, I assume, out of the box, and it's got just as much snap as the case one I used to own, and just a really good knife. So I carry it whenever I feel like the junior won't do the job. I'll carry this one, like if I'm out in my woods or something. But really good knife. Do like that one. Imperial, whatever their version of the sodbuster is. Talking about the SD Classic. This is my little SD Classic here. It's really slim. It's got aluminum handles on it. I had a case for it, or a little slip. Oh, here it is. It's this little, really old, like 80s looking slip, but it's in there perfect. I actually do carry this sometimes. Haven't really used it, but it's in case. I do carry it. Pretty cool little classic SD Classic.
They're so useful. Such a useful little knife. Yeah.
Another one I used to carry that I haven't carried in a while is this 92 Jack. It's 1981. It's in CV. Appaloosa bone, and I did really enjoy carrying this thing. It's a very hefty knife. This actually has quite a bit wider scales than I traded the same knife to Terry. It was the 89 model, and the bone handles on his were not as thick as this one. And it's actually, I mean, to be honest, I don't know. I think this is a special knife or something because, like I said, it's quite thick, abnormally thick, in my opinion. But maybe that's what I liked about it. Felt good in the hand. It's really large back springs. Solid knife. It's got the easy open on the pin blade.
That's a great one.
Yeah. I love that. I love that knife.
I liked how they put the easy open on the pin blades on the older ones.
Oh yeah. They listen up, Case. Go back to doing that. People really like that.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's a really cool feature, on a knife, and it's that little extra bit of class to the whole package. It's those little things like that really make it nice.
I guess I'm done.
Okay, if you say so.
You took my
Ace on Knives. Wow, thank you very much for that. He says, I'd love to hear what each of you guys like out there in these newer, more modern slip joint offerings out there. Okay, well, I can do that. In fact, I have it right here. This is was my Fun Knife Friday knife, and this is the Acta Non Verba knife from the Czech Republic. G10 scales, Sleipner steel, two-hand opening, and has a liner lock. Really nice offering there. Lightweight, only 3.5 ounces. Deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. This, basically hits the mark for me in so many different areas. That's for sure. So anybody else got a modern they want to show? I got another couple of moderns that are here too, if you want me to continue.
I think he was saying modern slip joints.
Well, this is as close as you can get to a slip joint. I think my modern slip joints, I think I have an Apta that would be modern, and I don't know about anything else that would be a modern slip joint that I have. I kind of have a little one that's here.
I tend to go with the modern lockbacks, like the newer Buck Slims are a good one, but that's a lockback.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Preferably slip joints. All right. Well, I can go run and grab some. Is there somebody that would like to step up on that?
I can continue.
I already showed my Apta.
Okay. Well, go ahead. I don't know if I have anything else. I'll see what I can get. Go ahead, Cal. Save the show.
I don't have any modern, but this is another knife I've carried quite a bit. This is a 2000 mini copper lock. This is a great knife for any kind of carry. Quite capable. It's got the belly, so you can use it for whatever you need. Long pull, easy to open, lock back, so it's solid for using. Just like the large one that he showed. That is Andrew. Quality knife.
Is that green bone or Appaloosa?
This is actually amber bone from many years of pocket wearing, and you see the brass pins have bled through a little bit.
That's great.
Kind of turning it green, like you said, but yeah, that was amber bone at one point. Now that I get it closer to the camera, there's another one that I will carry every once in a while. This is a Fighting Rooster, single blade jack, kind of a bunny knife, I guess. Very similar to the first knife that Andrew showed. I believe that was that half hawk, right? And stag. Andrew?
Yeah, it was.
I guess he's gone. But
Cinnamon bone, yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Really cool knife to carry. Very capable as well. With the I would call that a sheep's foot for sure. Awesome knife. And then last but not least for this one, my dad started carrying this in 2000, and he broke the knife along the way. Both secondary blades he broke, and I ended up sending this off to Case to get them to fix it. Not gonna hash on that too much, but it did end up getting new blades, and I still use it every once in a while, just around my room or whatever. Got to open a package, and the original blade is very well patinaed though. It's hard to tell, but the 6318, and got to be careful when I close it. And yellow Delrin, great for EDC.
Yeah,
And this
very
was
nice.
CV. and y'all can take it back now.
Okay. Well, I grabbed two of what I would consider a modern slip joint, and so you got one too, HT?
I'm carrying one today, actually.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, let me go ahead and get these out of the way. Then I got two for you. One of which is the Rough Rider Apta. This is the one in copper. So you got this one. It's got a nice pull on it. And of course, it's that awesome little spay blade that they have. It's got a nice patina on it. But also recently, I got one of these little Rosecraft Alantas, I think they're called. It's a little warny slip joint, can fit on your keychain. Definitely not anything too crazy, but I think those are about the only modern ones I have. But of course, most slip joints tend to go with the traditional patterns. There's nothing too crazy with those, except maybe materials. Go ahead, HT.
Well, this is what's in my pocket today. We have the Kershaw Culpeper, and we have it jig copper here, split point blade in D2 steel. And if you guys can see, that has got torque screw construction, so it is definitely modern. It's not pinned, has the torque screws, but this is a copper, if I can keep it in frame, a copper Kershaw Culpeper. That is a definitely a slip joint, and that is actually what's in my pocket today. Kershaw Culpeper, D2 steel.
Very cool. Very cool.
That would be a modern traditional for sure. And I ride it in my, you guys have seen it, my little MKM magnetic slip here. And it just goes right down over your seam in your front pocket. And that's, this slip right here is usually what I carry most of my my traditionals, my smaller traditionals in, that I don't have to wear on my my belt. Like, it's not a belt sheath knife. It's just a slip joint or whatever. This is kind of my grab and go sheath right here.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That is very cool.
Ace of Knives he says Appalachian Drifter. I have an Appalachian Drifter too, but it's a liner lock. I know the actual Appalachian Drifters are double detents. I don't have one of those. But you were asking about the real steel. The Luna is a good example of a modern traditional. You got the T6 and T8 screws, thin G10. This is D2, like 2/3 half stop, I guess. These are very sharp, very pokey, very slim, easy carries. I carry it a lot. I don't carry it as much anymore. I guess the distinction between a modern and a traditional is like traditional would be pinned, and a modern would have these screws for taking it apart and adjustability. But yeah, this is definitely a good one. I think it's been $27 for this a while ago. Thought it was a great deal, but you can find just the black ones for $17 now, which is really a fantastic deal for a durable slip joint.
Very good. All right. So Cal took a break, and who's up next? Or did we have any more questions from the chat box too? But I'll let you go ahead and go, Terry. We'll see if anybody has any questions they want to ask.
Well, what I was going to do is I was going to show what I'm carrying this weekend versus. So what I'm carrying this weekend, like I said, is just a small 44 pattern jack from 1977 and case, so the reason is because now I carry something on my belt. And of course, this week I'm carrying my Mako, my case Mako, what I'm carrying. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I kind of went away from a larger pocket knife and I've gone to the belt. So on the weekends, I carry, something in this 4-inch range, when I'm not working. So something like that, or just for Tom, something like this. And
I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to happen.
Got to.
Exactly.
So I carry something small, okay? If I'm in the store, or you just, what I'm saying, I carry something small and that. So, like during the week, I'm carrying something larger. Now I've got this and a folding hunter, a 110, something much bigger that I carry on my side. And I sort of upgrade my pocket carry usually to a single blade slip joint or a single blade lock back, for during the week. And I hadn't been long purchased the 112 Slim, and I'll be digging this one because I was watching my buddy old Mike over at Mike's Life, and he taught us how to close a lock back without having, just to do it with one hand. So this one, has a thumb stud, and then to be able to close it one-handed is a pretty neat little deal. Okay. So reason I said all of that is I love full-size trappers and full-size stockmen, 4-inch, 4 1/4 inch. Trapper is 4 1/8, and I love carrying those. And I had gotten out of carrying them because I was carrying them in my pocket, and with a flashlight, an ink pen, a Zippo, it's just too much, too big. So I went and purchased one of these. So now I can carry my 75 and my full-size trappers that I've been neglecting. I got some really, really nice trappers that I have been neglecting and hadn't been carrying them because, I wear kind of khaki type pants, and when you sit down and, they just all wonky, and plus it, messes them up, fills them full of lint. So now that I've gotten this for $5.99, the case trapper, so now I can, on anytime I want to, I can carry the trapper, the 75, any 4-inch to 4 1/4 to 4 1/2 inch knife I can carry in this rather than having to carry it in my pocket. So a lot of times on the weekend now, if I want to carry a trapper or whatever in my SD Classic or this and a small canoe or anything like that, in other words, I'm even before we knew what we were going to be talking about today, I'm already trying to figure out how to carry the knives that I hadn't been carrying, to suit me. So I thought that was a pretty neat deal that all this come about at the same time. So that's going to be able to get me back to where I could go back to carrying my trappers, because I've got some trappers that I really enjoy that I hadn't been carrying. So between my canoes and my trappers, I'll be getting back into business again.
Yeah, for sure. And 1 minute knife review. You said only problem with scrubs, no belt loops, belly band holster. There you go. They got lots of pockets in there, and you can carry lots of stuff without having to have a pocket or a belt or anything else.
Yeah, Terry, I found myself doing the same thing. Sometimes 2 pocket knives in one pocket was too much, so I picked up the trapper. This is great. And then you can carry a knife in your pocket also. And then they have the Scout carries are also pretty cool too.
Do you like that Scout carry? I mean, it's no secret. I'm almost a 250-pound man, so the Scout carry I mean, do you like the Scout carry as much or more or less than a sheath?
I like it. Actually, have used this riding my motorcycle, and it's funny because it's open at the end, and you think you could lose it, but they snug in there pretty tight. You do, to get them out though, you do kind of have to pinch the back a little bit to get them out. I know some people have turned down the front so you can actually grab it a little bit easier. But yeah, when I ride my motorcycle, every once in a while I reach down to make sure the knife's still in there, but it holds them pretty snug. But you don't have to worry about like catching this on anything and having it pop up. But at work, yeah, these are great for the belt, and then I can carry a pocket knife in my pocket with keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what has kind of, me and RJ was talking earlier, and I've talked to other people about it, and that's kind of what has really evolved my carry. Is even, I got a lot of Stockmans, 4-inch Stockmans, 4 1/4-inch Stockmans, even a 47 3 7/8 you can carry in this sheath right here, and it's easy to get out. You don't have to fumble for it. It sticks out enough to be able to get it, and it just works really good for me because I got a pretty good sized hand, and having to go into your pocket all the time, or like if I'm helping the guys out, I'm on a forklift. I can actually, if I'm getting off a forklift or whatever, I can actually already have my knife. I can pop that snap, and I can already have my knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to pull it out of the slip. You just one hand and pull it right out. Yeah, the great for the 75s also.
Yeah. And let me ask a question to the panel and to the chat box. Does anybody use, carry, or have used the quick draw sheaths, like for a 112 or a 110? I've seen videos on that or whatever, and I've been sort of studying about maybe trying one. Have any of y'all done that?
I have not. I've seen them though. They do look really convenient because they lock the knife in really good, and you can just grab them.
Nope, not me.
I think they have them carbon fiber, and I think a leather version would be kind of cool. I don't know if it would lock in there as well.
Well, I've seen some videos on the YouTube, different makers that make them, and the ones I've seen are leather, and they look really jam up.
Yeah,
I would be interested to know, actually hear from somebody that's actually had one and used one, because that'd be pretty neat to have. And like you on your motorcycle, that'd be really good to have, to be able to quick draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have seen those. I have not used one. With that trapper sheath that you have, if anybody gets one of those, make sure you put a little piece of tape on the inside where that button is, because you will gouge up your knives. Don't ask me how I know. But yeah, it's something that I wish I would have known before I used that particular sheath. I've actually switched to the open top case sheath. That's what I've been carrying my trappers and stockmen in.
Yeah, RJ, what I do, I've got a roll of that. It's like a duct tape, but it's kind of a cloth tape.
Right.
And you can take and cut your little square of that and reach down in there and put on there, and it'll stay. And I have done all of my sheaths like that, because a lot of my knives are have wood handles, and if you don't, you'll get a ring on that wood.
Right.
And yes, if you don't do that, you will mess a knife up.
I didn't know until it was too late. And then somebody said, "Well, you should have known that." Well, how could you know? Never had that problem with any of my other sheaths that were like that. So it's just something that happens. Anyways, yeah. Or Thrifty says some adhesive backed felt works well. Yep, that would work well too.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. So just a little something to protect the knives. That stuff. It's called gaff or gaffer tape. Okay, Zen. Let's see here. Yes, Williams Knife Life says he has an old 1980s version that's a combination of plastic and leather that holds a buck 110 partially open. It was a bulky, weird rig. Now he uses a buck 110 auto. Yes, for sure. Yes, you're right, Byron. Best learning are the hard ones. Yep, that's for sure. Okay, Jesse McJames asks, what larger traditional patterns have a lanyard hole? The top of my head, most of the jumbo trappers have one. Then the large folding hunters. Cal, you got one to show?
That's a good one.
The back pocket has a lanyard hole.
Yeah.
It is a good sized knife. I don't recall exactly the measurement. My tape is over there, so. This is a really good knife, single blade. This one's in red bone, stainless steel. Comes with a nice swedge on the clip point there. Has half stops.
It looks like a Tony Bowes blade. The back pockets are Tony Bowes, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And this leads me into these are knives that I was hoping to carry at some point more often. This was, I believe, maybe somebody carried this, but never used it really. It seems like it's all original, but it does have some pocket scratches on it. But one I just recently picked up was this one here. This is a chestnut bone back pocket. This one's in CV. She has a lanyard hole as well. I really liked the chestnut bone on this one, and I did not have one in CV. Now I do.
Beautiful.
And I don't know where to go next.
No good segue out of that one, huh?
Well, when you buy it, you're not chasing it anymore after you buy it.
There you go.
There you go, Jesse. There is the folding hunter. This is the 6165, and I'm not sure about the 6.2. Caleb, does the 6.2 have a lanyard hole too?
Yes, some of them do. Not all of them have a lanyard hole.
Yeah, but these right here do. And I always forget exactly what this is. I think it's a 5 and a. Yeah, this is a 5 1/4 inch knife. Of course, I carry it. This is actually in my work carry that I got a sheath on my belt that I carry it in, and I use the same sheath to carry my large sod buster. And just so y'all know, I just done a Saudi Sunday on this, and this was a gift to me from old brother HT. And I just really be digging these bigger work knives because they work real good in my hands.
Very nice. Sorry.
Also, RJ, the GEC 21 and 71, they both, the Saudis, the Bull Nose and Bull Buster, they both have lanyard holes, Jesse. So any of those GEC sod busters would work for you too.
There you go. So they're out there. They're just different patterns and just mostly it's on the larger knives. But yeah, I have seen some sod busters with the lanyard hole.
I know he was saying large, but there's quite a few medium ones. Clinch River Swayback from Rosecraft.
Yeah, you're right. Rosecraft. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not large, but it's about a little over 4 inches. The Little Riverbend Skinner has one, also a Rosecraft. I know the Ocoee River, I think Randy's WSG has one. The large bow trapper Rough Rider has one, and then most of the full-size cotton samplers also have a lanyard hole. Not large, but medium size.
All right.
There you go, Jess.
That's awesome. I guess I had a few of those, but didn't
Some people
register
like
in
them, some people don't. I used to really prefer a lanyard hole on my traditionals, and I do put lanyards on them. But lately, I've like I got this one. I just haven't put a lanyard on it. I guess it's a matter of preference. I do kind of like the look without the lanyard hole, but it's convenient sometimes.
Yeah, and Thrifty reminds us that the Rough Rider Reserve 17 Barlow had one. Why, he doesn't know. I don't know either. I think I agreed with him that that was a knife that definitely did not need a lanyard hole, but they put one in there.
Never seen a lanyard hole on a Barlow before.
Yeah, there's that one. I think I'll have to go look, but they might have even had one on that the Razor. The single blade razor might have had one too. So yeah, it's they're out there. You just have to look for them. It's not a feature that I really care about one way or the other. I don't look for knives with them specifically or without them specifically. It just, if it has it, it's there, and if it doesn't, oh well. I'm probably not going to miss it.
I like a lanyard on a bigger knife like that. If you're going to use it for hard use, I kind of like that. But on on a smaller knife, I don't really see the reason for it. On the small one. But like I said, that, like you say, it's preference. Right.
Did you have something you wanted to show, HT?
Well, I was just going to say that one I showed earlier, Jesse. That's a full size. I'm coming out the back on this Kershaw Culpepper here, and I've got a lanyard on that. So there is a full size option for you, my friend.
There you go.
Kershaw Culpepper.
And those also come in bone.
Yes, I just got the red. Well, I just did a video on the red one. I just got in this week. That's my second one, but I'm carrying the old copper today. But yeah, they're great. They're not too expensive too. You can get them for like D2 steel, bone handles. In this case, copper, and they're under 30. They're like $25 to $30. So pretty good value in those too. My opinion.
For sure. All righty. Paracord or leather for a lanyard? Do you guys have preferences?
Depends on the size of the hole.
There you go.
Yeah, because some lanyard holes are big enough for paracord, and some you can't put paracord in.
Right.
Sometimes I use wax cotton because it's really small for those really tiny lanyard holes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one I hadn't thought of because I either have seen paracord or leather, but not the wax cotton. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
There's plenty of different gauges of paracord also, but my paracord generally is more for moderns.
Yeah, and you can always pull out some of those center threads if you need to make it smaller or less. What do we got there?
Looks like a
Cal. Was it coming in hot? I think that's an original design, maybe.
Glass breaker lanyard hole.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I forgot I had this thing. This is my design ish. It's off of a few other designs, but it was my design to add the lanyard hole to the back spring there, and just have the back spring stick out a little bit. But I think you could fit just about anything through there, huh?
Yeah, you could. It looks like you could fit paracord through there. Or
it's not the biggest hole, but yeah.
I like how some traditionals will do the lanyard hole. It's kind of like recessed into the back rear bolster. Have you seen those? They're generally hard to get anything through, but if you get the right tools, you can put something in there.
Right. For sure.
But you can use that as a glass breaker almost too.
Yes. Absolutely. Just gotta watch those bare heads there.
Mm-hmm.
Any opinions on the Cold Steel Ranch Boss 2, whether that would be considered a modern traditional or not? I think that's a lockback, though, isn't it? So I am not familiar with it off the top of my head. I know I've seen them before, but
I'm not familiar with them. I'd have to look that up.
yeah, we'll call it a definite maybe, but you're not wrong. How's that? And Thrifty says the new Rough Rider Reserve Hawkbill coming out soon has a lanyard hole. Wow.
Oh yeah, Hawkbills generally.
Yeah, and Jeroen, you'll have to look hard. He still needs one of those 1 of 500 sunfish, which I think they made about 5,000 of those. But yeah. So it's a liner lock with SK5 steel. So yeah, maybe I'll allow it. All right, you ready to go, HT?
Well, yeah. This is not a slip joint, but I mean it could be if you don't use the lock, it could be considered a slip joint.
There you go.
With just a little Dremel tool, a little drill, you can definitely put a lanyard on any size open L. That's a pretty good size. This is just the number 8. I like carrying the number 9. It's probably my favorite. But as you can see, I'm coming out the back here. I put a little easy open notch in this guy, but easily modified lanyard carrier right here. If you wanted to kind of have something traditional-esque and have a lanyard on it.
Yeah.
Open L.
And I'll tell you what, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, look at all the videos on guys modding that wooden handle. It is amazing the stuff that they do with that. And Mrs. C wants to remind us here that Big J is live at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. So everybody go join them over there. And of course, today is Super Bowl Sunday. So may your team emerge victorious. So
Hey, RJ, I'd also like to congratulate Big J. He just broke 2,000 subs today.
Oh, awesome! That is amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah, I texted him early this morning, and so he's in that new club.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that mile marker myself. I'm getting closer every day, but I'm still not there yet. Open L's make decent kindling, according to Mikey Newman.
Oh, ouch.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, don't hold back.
Man, oh man.
Oh, can I say something?
You certainly can.
I wanted to apologize for not getting Kaylin and Terry's corner out this week. I did have some family issues that took precedent, but it will be resumed next week with normal scheduling. Yeah,
for sure. And we're glad everything worked out well with your family. That's for sure.
Family first, Caitlin.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for the support this week. It was great.
And speaking of that, I better take off here today, fellas. Thanks everybody for such a great show. Thanks for everyone there in the chat box. It really makes this a lot of fun, all your lively comments and such. So we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
All right. We'll see you, Tom. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
I really hope his mother's going to be okay.
Me too. Definitely send prayers out Tom's way for those of you that do. And then yep, hopefully everything will be okay. We'll know more next week.
Yeah.
All right. So, does anybody else in the chat have any questions or anything you'd like us to talk about, or any kind of knives you want to show? Yeah, Jeroen says, let's talk buck knives now that Tom's gone. You know. Well, I actually have some, to go back to our original topic, and it includes a buck knife. You know, so you guys will like that. This I kind of call it the battle of the little kind of minis. Based on Mike Curtis's advice, I picked up a peanut. So I got one that was in CV, and really I was amazed. The peanut punches way above its weight. It's a very handy and elegant tool. But then I was like, well, I don't know. They had these jackknives that were the 087, and so this is one in the red bone, and it was also CV, and I was just like, it's about an inch bigger, and I thought, this would be great to carry, and so I carried this for a while, and then believe it or not, the little Buck 303, which is their smaller Stockman. This is one of the ones from the 90s. Knocked those two out in my pocket because I started carrying this guy. And then, of course, like I said, with Stockmans, when I started carrying a 75 on my belt, now this guy stays home. But you're right, Mike. The peanut is perfect. I've been thinking about going back to the peanut because it's just such a great knife. It really is. I was really surprised because I had skipped on one for a long time because of their size, because they're small. But then I started using one, and I found it to be just a fantastic knife. It really is. And the pen blade that's on it is actually a really nice proportion to the main blade. Let me get these both out there. I know it may not look it. Let me bring myself back up into full size. But when you look at this pen blade, it actually goes beyond the halfway point on there. So you're still getting a pretty decent working blade. So they're really nice. Jeroen says he'll take a peanut over a classic SD anytime. Well, there you go. And Mike, of course, is still carrying a case peanut every day. And Elon says he's a roasted peanut. Okay, we'll go with that. Don't know what that means, but okay. Mrs. C carries a peanut. There you go. So everybody is saying carry peanuts. What about you, Terry? You got any peanuts? You ever carry one?
No. Well, let's see. I don't have any case peanuts. I do have. Well, I have some Imperial. You could call them peanuts. I mean, that's the shape they are. Go to somebody else if y'all want to see a couple of peanuts. I'll show what I got.
Oh, you don't have to show them if you don't have them. I'm just asking if you had any.
Yeah, they're over there on the other end of the table. But what I do have is this was my other pattern that I used to carry a lot of, and just completely quit carrying. Haven't carried one in forever, and that's the Barlow. And I just got out of carrying them, and I have several of them. I just sent a couple of them out in the mail as gifts, but these are very useful and capable knives. It's just I just got to using other knives and just got out of the habit of carrying them and using them. But this is an old Cutmaster, which dates back before the 50s. And, just excellent knives. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. This one is a trade, and everybody really digs these right here. This is no trade. Got the scrolls on the bolster, and got the it's the I don't know that that's Delrin or whatever, but it is a synthetic handle. But one of the best looking synthetic handles you'll find on any knife. They're just really, really neat. These are really, really cool knives. It's the 206, and you know, a Barlow is an awesome knife. I know Andrew carries a Barlow a lot. I just got out of them. Now this is a Imperial Barlow, and this would be the most carried Barlow that I've ever carried. And it's just an old cheap Barlow, but the blades on it are carbon steel. They're extremely slicey. I carried this thing religiously for a couple of years, on and off, with another knife, and used the hound out of it, and still got awesome snappability, half stops, and we're talking about a show enough El Cheapo knife, USA made, and I just got out of carrying them.
Yeah.
You can't beat those old carbon steel knives. They get really sharp.
They do. They really do. That's why I like carrying, now since I've been carrying a knife on my belt, I've gone more into the smaller, like the 44 pattern, the 44, this is a 44 Jack, and I have a 44 Stockman, and, I'm more apt to carry that size knife in my pocket. I'm working the deal to get another 32 Jack. I had a nice 32 Jack, and I traded it off for a guy to go on his collection. So I'm working on another 32, and I think that's actually going to be my new pocket carry, because that 32 size is 3 5/8, and that's a perfect carry for your pocket.
Yep, I agree. What you got there, Cal?
Got some peanuts. Y'all want to see some peanuts?
Oh yeah.
I have a single blade peanut here. This is in green bone, 1988, part of a set, and really like this knife. You don't see them very much in single blades. Got half stops. Got the large silver shield. This one is 409 of 500. Also have a red bone with a spay blade, full length spay blade, at least compared to the clip point, and also with the 88, 87, and sometimes 89 shield.
It's got to be the ultimate peanut with a large spay blade.
Yep.
Peanut Trapper.
You even have one with a coping blade as a secondary. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one with a coping blade, and it also goes past the point of the main blade there, Rod.
Yep.
And this is a 1970 peanut 10 dot. So, and that is, I think that's all my peanuts.
Oh, okay.
But while I got you real quick, these are some knives that I would like to carry one day, or something similar, an equal end jackknife, and this one has easy open for the pin blade there. But I really like these jackknives, and I also like equal end knives, which you don't see a whole lot of, unfortunately. Might carry this one day. Just received this one from GR Knives as a gift, and this is a 32 jack in olive green.
Nice.
That I would like to carry one day. It does not have the easy open. but just your standard Texas Jack. This one actually has a little bit of work on the bolsters there. It's just got one line there on the bolsters. I don't know what you'd call that. But,
Single threading.
Yeah, single threading. I'll take that. Here's a 32 Stockman that I'm interested in carrying one day. This one's an amber bone, and these come with pin blades instead of spay blades.
Oh, that's nice.
For the secondary. And this one is in CV. So gotta keep that thing
Very
on the
nice.
corner there.
Is that the same frame as the Texas Jack?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I really hope they bring the more Texas Jacks back.
Yeah, me too.
They're nice.
I only have one, and so I don't carry that one because I don't have a spare. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were. I thought you was done, Cal. Sorry.
I'm so close. I'll hurry.
No, no hurry. There's no hurry.
I haven't carried the Trapper in a while, which is something that I have carried before in the past. I don't have any of the Trappers I used to carry. But this one is in CV and amber bone. And I would like to carry, now that I have a slip for the Trapper, definitely something I would like to carry again in my pocket.
Yeah.
I've carried the 92 Jack, and I've always been interested in carrying the 92 Stockman. You think it's something I'd have done by now, but I just haven't. Like I said, once I started carrying that saddle horn, I don't think about any other knives going in my pocket.
I know it's like that.
It's a great size Stockman. If the 75 is too large for you, you can always find. They don't make these anymore, but generally you can find these on the secondary market. You might have to pay a little bit more, but it is a great size knife. If the 75 is too large. But then the last one, is the 75. This is everybody's tried and true. Everybody loves the 75, me as well. And this one's in CV, amber bone, and have not carried the 75 yet, but one of these days I probably will get around to it. So I do love this one. This one has ridiculous. It's not ridiculous in the sense of the aggressiveness of the snap. It's just this is one of the best snapping 75s I've ever held. So that is all.
Very good.
Yeah, great carry, and they're not that much bigger than just the normal Trapper.
No, they're not. Just a fantastic knives, though. I can't say enough about the 75 or the 54.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're good to go.
Yeah, when I'm carrying one knife, I'll just grab a 75. But I generally like to grab two knives. But if I just feel like one knife, a 75 pretty much does it all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There's not a whole lot you can't get done with that. I mean, they are definite work knives, which is really nice. All right. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to show? You got something there, HT?
Go ahead.
Well, currently what is knocked out of my pocket is my large moderns. And what's knocking the large moderns out of my pocket is kind of like Terry said, I'm belt sheathing my bucks, my buck 110s and my buck 112s. I just find myself carrying them all the time. But if you guys know, you know me, I'm a big knife guy. And this is one of my favorite knives of all time. The full size Adamas, Finch made Adamas. And Just a fantastically ergonomic knife. Fits my hand like a glove. Great knife. This is in CPM crew wear. Just has some ridiculous action. But I just don't. The buck knives in the sheath, my 12s and my 10s, my buck 10s and 12s are just keeping knives like this from me carrying them. And another one that's right there with it that I love. I did a video of this the other day for Modern Monday. Is the old Mannix 2. This one here, I got some bronze titanium scales on it. And again, this is one of, if you're a big-handed guy like Brother Terry, I know you got some big hands and you don't mind carrying the larger knives too. These two knives here are, in the modern world, just some of the most ergonomic, comfortable knives that are out there. Just great action. But right now, I'm just entrenched in the lockbacks, the buck 110s, the 12s. And I just find that I look at them, I love them when I'm picking them up here and playing with them in my hand. I mean, I still love them, but I'm just gravitating right now to the sheath carry lockbacks. So what is not getting in my pocket right now, almost persuaded, if you will, that would be the large modern folders.
Yep. I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
Can't beat a buck 110 or a 112.
That's for sure.
Just can't.
Yeah, I mirror that because, and like I said too, carrying a knife on my belt, as y'all know, I do a lot of cooking and food prep and stuff, and I use the knife whatever knife I'm carrying, I use it. If I'm cutting up a potato, to make home fries, or if I'm cutting a sausage or whatever I'm doing, 99% of the time I'm using whatever I got on my side.
Right.
If I'm willing to carry it on my side, I'm willing to use it. If you don't believe, I even got a short out there where I'm frying chicken using that. I mean, I don't care what it is. I probably only got 2 or 3 knives in my collection that I just won't hardly use at all, but I pretty much use my knife.
Right. For
Amen.
sure. For sure. Good stuff. But yeah, I'm the same way as you are, HT. The modern knives, I mean, I still love them. I still buy them from time to time, but yeah, I'm just not really carrying them as much. I'm pretty much getting the traditionals out for sure.
I haven't lost the love, and in 6 months from now, I may go. It may be totally different.
That's right.
But right now, I just can't supplant the big lockbacks. Are just filling that void right now.
Yep, that's what's fun about the hobby and about collecting and stuff is that over time, the way you started is definitely not where you are in the journey now, and it's not going to be where you end up in the journey later. And I think that's just part of the fun of the hobby, part of the fun of collecting, part of the fun of being someone that's into having an EDC and having it evolve and change over time. It's really neat. Let's see here. Elon is concerned with Terry's cholesterol levels with what he has for breakfast, and he wants you to have some grapefruit juice every once in a while. But
yeah, I get comments like that from time to time about that. But
that protein is good for you. You keep on that protein. You're good to go.
Yeah, fear not, y'all see my breakfast and my lunch and my supper is toned down. I eat a big breakfast and I work it off, and my lunch and my supper is a lot of times supper is popcorn.
Gotta have a good breakfast.
Yeah, the breakfast meal, right? I was raised, around farm work and construction work and all that. And it was instilled in us about, a big breakfast.
Yeah.
My mama and my mama and all, no matter if I was at home, if I was at my grandparents' house, no matter where I was at, in my time, 7 days a week, they cooked a big breakfast.
Right.
And we ate a hearty breakfast. That's just what I do.
There you go. So what's that on your hat, Andrew? You want me to bring you up full screen? You can
We
talk
got
about that real quick.
now we all have beards and we all should be wearing hats like Kaylin. I think that'd be awesome for one episode. But today I have the Funky a Monkey.
Love it.
I like the orange. I figured I'd try something a little different. I really should get the tired and a picture of a tiger. I didn't see that one though.
Cool.
But yeah, I need to get a nice cowboy hat like Gunslinger.
Yeah, for sure. He shows us up every week. Yeah, so
That's all I got.
All right, I
All
got
hats and new knives. Oh my!
a beach hat and a safari hat, but I don't have a cowboy hat.
Yeah. So, does anyone like a newsboy cap? Pens and Pen Blade asks. I don't know. I don't have one. I've looked at some. Was thinking about it, but not sure. You know, one of those things of I guess I'd have to go try one on and see what I look like. Oh, let's see here. Big J says Gunslinger is going to be on the Happy Hour live chat March 3rd for a pre-1990 Blade show. Wow.
Nice.
That is going to be really cool. Pre-1990.
See y'all there.
There you go. Put on a helmet, Andrew, and you can be a member of Daft Punk. So there you go.
I'm gonna have to do that sometime. I'll have to put a microphone on the helmet so you don't just hear wah 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 wah.
Right. For sure. Yeah, so Williams Knife Life says he's wearing a boonie hat, but you can't see it because it's camouflage. Very good. Yeah, Big J says hard to believe 1990 was 34 years ago. Yes, indeed. I'm right there with you. It just seems like it was yesterday. Just seems like it was yesterday. You know, so weird that time has gone by like that. Well, this week is Valentine's Day, so you guys all be good to your significant others. Today is Super Bowl Sunday. Like I said, may your team emerge victorious, whether you're voting for the 49ers, the Chiefs, or Taylor Swift, whoever you like. I think this is the first time the Super Bowl's had 3 teams in it, but it looks like it is. Yep. Everybody have a wonderful week. You guys have any parting words here on the panel?
I just want to say some prayers for Tom's wife and make sure she's all right and everything.
That's Tom's mom.
Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. Yeah. But hope everyone has a blessed rest of their weekend, and see y'all this week. I got lots of stuff to catch up on, so be looking for all that stuff from me.
All right, sounds good. You guys got anything you'd like to part with?
I got
I'd
a
like
little
to tell
something.
everybody thank you, RJ, for putting on this live, and appreciate everybody in the chat, and appreciate all our subscribers and supporters. Thank y'all very much.
All right, go ahead, HT.
I just want to say I'm doing double duty today. If you guys want to see some fixed blades, we got any fixed blade enthusiasts over on Big J's tonight. I'm going to be doing a kind of a fixed blade palooza tonight. So go on over there and support that. And congratulations personally, Big J, on that 2,000 subs. That is a heck of a milestone. And thank you everybody today in the chat. And just God bless you from Southern Arkansas.
Yeah, we got fixed blade frenzy on Big J's knives. He says
Frenzy.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's gonna be pretty fun for sure. and I know you're well equipped to handle that show for sure. All right, guys. Well, we will go ahead and wrap this up, and we will see you next week on another edition of RJ's Lives. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and participating. I appreciate all of you all on the panel and in the chat room. We'll see you next week, guys. Take it easy.
See ya.